blazing, my posse deep and I raiding. We act a fool for the paper. Had a dream and I made it. El Camino on Dayton's. Bitches guess over bait. Put the bread on me. Bet on my bacon. Big it flat in the bacon. I might just roll out today. I might just roll out to Vegas. Head back to my old ways. Cop a roof all day. Look at me, baby. Look at me, baby. Don't I look like a million? I'm about to...
Coach, thank you. We are over 4,000 miles away from where you're seated in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England, and Wembley Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. First down, Wilson. It's caught right side, Dixon. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
NFL 19.
Now the rookie first-rounder from San Diego State, it's Rashad Penny. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
On second down, here's Penny. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
One of the surprises of the first round, the Seattle Seahawks selecting running back Rashad Penny out of San Diego State. Highly regarded, but most people thought he would go in the second round.
But he did have an incredible senior year at San Diego State. Over 2,200 yards, 23 touchdowns.
He resembles Marshawn Lynch in build, but has the ability to take it the distance as well. Had 7 kick returns during his career at San Diego State for touchdowns.
Now Wilson on first down. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Tank Carradine in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Buying time to his left. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Carr to throw. He finds Roberts, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
6-18, later one. White Monday.
Now Carr. He's going to fire one deep over the... Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. That one goes for 36 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there, partner. I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
He's going to get it running right. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Here's a give to Penny. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with third down coming up. Here's Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he'll be down deep into Oakland territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Third and short, and you're just trying to pick up a first down. Maybe run the football, throw a little short route. Pretty gutsy maneuver there. They took that thing downtown, and it paid off.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got it first and goal at the 7. Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. That'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They get it to him running left. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Janikowski adds the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And he completes it to Jordy Nelson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Carr. He'll set up the screen to Elliott. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Working from the gun, it's Carr. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty. But there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that low drive, you've got to really keep it low to the ground, don't you, to get that distance.
Yeah, hard to just pop it up in the air because otherwise it's not going to get there. So he's got to drive it low in order to have the distance, and that usually puts it in jeopardy, gives him a chance to block it, and everyone knows it on the other side. That's when you get your best jumpers on the other side of the field and try and get up and get it.
Penny, a 1st down carry. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out.
Tempo, baby, let's go. Let's go to work. Come on. Hey, hey. Front left, front left. Tempo, tempo. Shotgun. Let's go, 14.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. Completes it to Dixon. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Now whistles, and the Raiders.
NFL 19.
Let's go get it, baby. Let's go.
They go play action here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. Leaves it for Penny. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
The pitch goes to Penny. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down.
Gotta go. Zebra. Hey, over here.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny? When we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. And he'll sling that one in there. Complete to Cooper on a comebacker. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Elliott. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Carr. It's caught. Nelson. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Carry now for Elliott. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Tackle made there by Frank Clark. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So it's a second missed field goal here in this first half. He'll have to think about that going forward. Maybe time for a little soul-searching as well.
Yeah, the head coach might be looking towards the heavens because you wonder if this will affect the 4th down decision-making going forward. If you get 4th and 3, 4th and 4, situations that used to be calls for the kicker might get a second thought.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a entire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Let's go. 19.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is this horoscope off? Is biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll try the sweep with Elliott, and he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Carr going to throw. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It's no mystery. Missed field goals have been a big problem. So here they're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll run it with Elliott. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run. Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. And remember, he had one blocked earlier. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
Tyler Lockett. He's at the 50. The 30, the 20, and he takes it the distance. No time remaining.
No cloth on the field.
Yeah, no flags, and it's a kickoff return to end the 1st half.
And Tyler Lockett does it again. Talk about being able to transition what he did in college to the NFL. And I know there were doubters because of his size, but this guy is absolutely electric with the ball in his hands.
Plays like that, that's how you become a Pro Bowl return guy. Out to kick is Janikowski. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Throwing now is Carr. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
They'll give it to him up the middle. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
He'll get it up the middle. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Wilson. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Take care of Dean. In there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And Janikowski bangs it through, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
you
right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Carr to throw on second down. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The Raiders on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Now it's Lockett. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Move 15. Hey.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Trying to lay one up deep. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
They keep it with Penny on first down. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie up to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll run it again with Penny. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a play fake here on first down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Ed Dixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. Janikowski good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out to kick is Janikowski. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Throwing on first down is Carr. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
To throw is Carr. And this is incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now Carr. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Carr now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Express! Express!
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. The Raiders on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Again to Elliott. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. The pitch out to Lynch, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. From the gun, Carr. And Nelson's got it here right side. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First down, Raiders. The former Packer Jordy Nelson on the receiving end from Carr. Carr now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Welcome back now here in London. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. To throw on 2nd down. Carr, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Carr now to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Past the 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. Look at the spin. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. The give is to Elliott, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Carr, got to have this one. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
637.
Carr now on first down. This one caught left side by Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. They'll run with Elliott. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Looking to throw on second down. Carr throwing the out route incomplete. That's Roberts. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. First down, the run with Lynch. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
I certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Again, it's Penny. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. And the Seahawks on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last.
He's got a man, complete. Give him 30 yards there. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
To throw on second down, Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
On third down, Carr. Wilson. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. 23 yards on the play. A first down carry by Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Carr completes it right side to Cooper. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Elliott. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability. Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good. Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment. And to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today. Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. A handoff to Penny. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk first down. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go. Their time to shine. Now Rashad Penny. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball. Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now. On the run, it's Penny. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there? You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL?
The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
They'll run with Penny. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. They'll run with Penny, going absolutely nowhere. They'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and I missed our AM workout, we still made it through this thing together, didn't we?
Well, you always know I need extra workouts just to keep up with you, so it doesn't matter. But thanks for sharing a booth, and thanks for being our quarterback.
Yeah, you're the quarterback. Always a pleasure, my friend. So for the Seahawks, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. I'm Brandon Gaudens.